is Darcy McCracken, Account Manager with ExpressAbility, and I'm joined by Rob Hilberding. Rob has spent the last few months test driving the latest version of ServiceDesk. Today, Rob and I will compare elements of 7.1 to the new 7.5, focusing on the areas that many users found the most troubling. If you moved from Altera's Help Desk 6 to ServiceDesk 7.1 and are now concerned that the application isn't going to be what you'd hoped, give us a minute to show you how ServiceDesk 7.5 is worth your continued investment. Rob, here's an example of the issues clients shared with us. Everything is workflow dependent, and that's a problem because we don't have the staff or time to become workflow experts. Since the entire process is based on workflow, there won't be an on-box upgrade, and I have a difficult time getting support from Symantec because everything is considered custom. Plus, there are just too many clicks to get anything done, and many processes seem complicated. The SLA options are limited, and there's not a workable way to put tickets on hold. In a nutshell, how is 7.5 going to change all that?
Yeah, well, one of the biggest changes is that we went from customizations done in workflows that 90% of the configuration, and keep in mind we're talking about configuration now like for a regular software application, is done in a web interface. The core workflows are locked, which doesn't mean you will not be able to change the forms. They are still open for customization, but the core workflows are locked down. They're not even shipped, but it will also allow for better support and easier upgrade in the future. There's many one-click actions added, Darcy, like assign, take ownership, amongst them some other ones. There is the new advanced rule set that is completely redone, which allows us to do the configuration in a web interface, and the SLA engine has been completely redesigned.
Well, email notifications are really important in a help desk environment because that's how you communicate and interact with all your users. Tell us how the whole email creation process has changed.
Before 7.5, emails were scattered around in workflows. You had to find them everywhere to change the content of them. They were not easy to find. Afterward, yeah, it was a real search to find all these. Right now, you get nothing shipped out of the box. You're like, what? Well, you as a customer are in charge of creating your own content, and it's all done by an easy web interface.
Gotcha, but the notification process has changed also, right?
Yes, like we said before, all those emails were scattered around in workflows. The actions which kicked off emails were scattered around. There was one or two application properties which would allow you to send out notifications yes or not, but that was it. Right now, with the new rule set engine, you determine when it's needed to send out a notification by email with the specific content you designed.
Well, Rob, I understand that 7.1 SP2 added a simple rule for incident routing, but how's 7.5 even better?
In 7.5, the rule set is being greatly expanded. A lot more actions are possible. In 7.1 SP2, they started doing this, but for advanced routing, you still have to go into workflow and make modifications there. Right now, it is like throughout the process, there are milestones which the application calls the rule set engines like, hey, I have an incident received. Is there any specific action you want me to do under any specific condition? And you as a customer, you are the one who configure this freely according to your own needs.
Well, you explained to me that the assignment concept in 7.5 changed to make more sense. Can you tell everyone about that?
Yes. Before that, you were either assigned to users or to security groups. But that also meant like you would have to create a security group for all functional service queues. That is changed for 7.5. You create service queues, and a service queue can be handled by different security groups or multiple security groups. Like for example, you see here desktop and phone support, which is a service queue, are both handled by the security group support.
Well, this seems small, but the amount of time and clicks that it takes to assign an incident in 7.1 is cumbersome, to say the least. What's better now?
Yes, It took about 6 clicks or more actions to actually assign an incident to either a person or a security group. This all changed with the service queues. You assign it to a service queue, which are populated in a drop-down list. You select them, it's a one-click action. Now, let me add to this, I've heard some comments from customers like, well, I can't assign it to people anymore. No, you really can't. You assign it to a service queue, and the users who are in that service queue, they can take ownership of the incident with a one-click action. Once again, we're going much more to one-click actions.
Awesome. Well, not being able to put a ticket on hold effectively in the SLA process was an issue at several clients. But 7.5 improves even more than that, right?
The complete SLA is actually completely redesigned. We added an initial response SLA and a resolution SLA. Before that, like so many other things in 7.1, you had to go into a workflow, in this case the SD Data Services workflow, to set up your SLA there. Right now, it's all done again in this one web interface, and the functional SLA and hold, it actually works now. The SLA timer stops.
Nice. Well, in 7.1, each element of an incident required a different screen to edit that portion. 7.5 allows for much faster changes.
Yeah, before that you had to go to like edit incident details, reassign incident, or change the priority. You had to go work incident. Keep in mind, you can still do that the same way in 7.5, but now if you go to edit incidents, you have one screen where you can change the name of the incident, the description, the impact, urgency. You can reassign it, change the location, set the owner. Once again, one screen where you do it all. After that, one click, and it's all done.
Tell us a little bit how subtasks can be better managed in 7.5.
In 7.1, everybody was able to create subtask templates, which, if you were not careful, resulted in like tens and tens of different templates, which weren't even that different. So they kind of took that away from a regular user, a regular technician, and create a managed subtask template workflow, which you decide as a customer who you're going to give access to that. The subtasks itself are only assigned to users. They are better, faster, and you have a managed subtask action right now where you actually can remove a subtask when you no longer need it to be executed.
Nice. Well, I want to point out that this version does install faster and more easily. We've discussed this, and you told me early on, Darcy, it's all about configure, not customize this time around. Determining the upfront forms and processes is just simply faster than creating workflows. There's just as much opportunity for customization, but the process of setting up a workable and highly efficient help desk solution is streamlined, and the ability to change elements later is much easier. Plus, the next major release version can be an on-box upgrade, and your custom workflows can be transported to a new installation. Since most of your processes will be standard options in 7.5, Symantec Tech Support will be better able to help you as you maintain the solution going forward. So your investment is much more protected in 7.5. Rob, shall we show them how to get a hold of us?
Absolutely.
Well, we're ExpressAbility, and we've been working with endpoint management, specifically with the Altiris product set now for the last 10 years. We would love to visit with you about your service desk needs, any issues you might be having, or plans that you would like to explore. Our contact information